Lizzie, and then across here.
As a mother, coming from the other end, our eldest, Lucy, she's always been what we would term our wild child, and now since I've been doing this work, I'm owning as much as I can or willing to of everything that she is in her life.
Yep.
So that when she triggers me, I will really feel that instead of telling her off or saying, you know, that's really disrespectful or whatever. And I'm really feeling there's changes. There have been changes in the last week or so with my doing that. And now I've gone to a real deep level of huge repentance for what I've done to her.
Can I sort of explain to people what's happened for yourself, just to give some clarity to it? What happened is you have a daughter, your eldest daughter, and what Mum has done through the eldest daughter's first 10 years of her life is basically everything she wanted. Is that not true?
Yes.
Everything the daughter demanded was given to her. If daughter wanted to come and sleep in the bed with Mum and Dad, then she slept in the bed with Mum and Dad. If daughter wanted to get something to eat, then Mum sorted out something to eat for her. If daughter wanted to go shopping, whatever, just giving some illustrations, Mum did those things for her. And so in the end, the 10-year-old came to learn that I am God. To Mum. That's what she learned. In other words, I am the boss of this family. I'm the one with total control. And what we've got to do as parents first, if we've created that kind of a child, is we have to first grieve or go through the process, like you say, of repentance for the creation of that. We did that. Now, it's an emotion within us that did that. It's an emotion of pandering to our children, trying to give them what we never had, and a lot of other similar types of emotions cause us to continually give and give and give and give, not looking at what we're creating. Because what we're creating is this: a monster. That's what we're creating. And what we need to do as parents, instead of trying to correct the monster, is we firstly need to correct the reason why we created the monster, which is all to do with what we define as being a good mum. Define it, so a good mum always does the best for her children. A good mum does this. A good mum always gives the child whatever she wants. A good mum never. And there's guilt driving that. And there's all sorts of emotions driving that. And what we need to do, if we get into repentance, we'll start to actually see the emotions that created this. Now, as we do that, actually, there will be an immediate effect on the child, which is what you're finding this week, an immediate effect on the child. However, the child will also now, because the child is now how old?
15.
15. She will also have some of her own work to do. And there is a demand coming from her now that she is treated like she is the ruler of the household and so forth. And that is something that you will have to confront as the effect of your own creation.
Yes.
Yep. And as you do that, she'll go through a tantrum here and a tantrum there and a whatever here and a whatever there, and eventually she'll work through the grief of not getting her own way anymore, and she'll actually feel happier too, actually, as a result, because she'll start having self-responsibility. She'll start treating other people with more love. She won't try to boss other people around all the time, treat her sister badly and so forth, and that will happen automatically because she's now dealing with that emotion. She's now getting rid of the thought that she is the ruler and realising that actually for love to happen, everyone needs to have some equality. She needs to be equal.
It's also made me sort of kind of stronger that I can say no.
Yes.
There was a huge injury in me that I couldn't say no, and that comes from my own mother, who just gave us everything because she couldn't love us, so she gave us everything physically.
Yep.
And the typical mother, feed you, nurture you, cook for you, do everything for you. That was love.
Yeah.
So but I didn't know I was doing that, of course.
Exactly. You do now, though.
Yes, I do know.
And the effect, the pain of the effect. So by the time your daughter was 10, you were feeling the painful effect of the creation. And the key is to not go into blame of the child, which a lot of parents do. So that's what Renee's mum's done. She's gone into blame of the child, which is actually not dealing with the cause for mum at all, because she was the cause of the rebellion even. And instead, deal with the underlying cause within yourself as to why you created the child in that manner, why you assisted her to develop in that manner. And when you do that, you'll find there's an immediate release in the child without the child having to do much, until they get to a point where now the child has only a group of emotions which were their own creations based on their choices, rather than what the parent assisted them to do. And she will have those emotions to deal with. She will have emotions to deal with about her own choices that were unloving as a result of what was created. But by you repenting for what's gone on, you automatically assist the clearing of both yourself emotionally and the flow of God's love into you emotionally, but you also assist her to have some connection as well. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Thank you.